So, responding to what the average person says about incompatibilism, the incompatibilism is just free will and determinism. The world being deterministic is compatible. That's the claim of um, compatibilists and compatibilists. This is like a collection of arguments or tactics that compatibilists make. And I thought it was funny to make it kind of mnemonically, about this five stages of grief. So, introduction. I actually did this accidentally. Your actions are determined and free. Without about 90% of people are compatibilists. The important point is the compatibilism is the only barrier to it's the probably the greatest shackle between freedom and economically, legally, and morally, personal, personal judgment wise. This is the greatest barrier because it's the only thing that justifies um, materialism, or it's materialistic, but it just can't get go of free will, like just like liberalism. Tactic one: dismissal. Aren't we already doing this? This question is irrelevant and a waste of time. This is the first thing people say. Uh, Whether we kill, praise, punish is based on the degrees of freedom we perceive people have. If we collectively thought the degrees of freedom were zero, at zero, all the bad stuff would be zero. Essentially, we won't blame people. So all the bad stuff that comes from blaming people would be zero. Next. Tactic 2. Compatibilism says responsibility keeps things in order. More responsibility is necessary. We need to hold people responsible. Otherwise, chaos. We have to act as if we have free will. The response would be a adequate response would be you can keep order without punishment or blame. Quarantine model. Quarantine model is basically where we're trading people as sick people, criminals as sick people, and essentially when we cage them, or it's a preventative measure. This tends to be more effective overall. I mean, the teaching people are more like treating people better decreases recidivism, right? Or like, yeah, sure. Um, Unproductive definitions. The bargaining. Freedom is just doing what you want. Freedom equals non-coercion. This happens all the time in debates. I just watched a video where Steven Pinker just said this. It's something like the brain is complicated, so we have free will. That's just changing the definition of, like, I mean, like, your phone has a lot of parts. Does that mean it's that a lot of module? Does that mean your phone has free will, or something like that? Will is the part of you that decides, or something. This is a circular definition, right? Um, uh, sure, physics is determined, but psychology isn't. This is pretty common. A famous YouTube channel named Kurt Kazat. Kurzgesagt made a video saying similar things, that there is a fundamental difference in the layers of description. So like physics on the bottom and the biology next, and there's like free will can emerge from that, but that's just changing definitions. Um, yeah, uh, free will. If the parts aren't free, the whole isn't free. This is my argument here. If the parts don't have the quality of being free, we can't counteract that by adding more parts that aren't free. Because essentially it's just the parts working. There is no composite entity. Compatibilism says without free will, nothing matters. This is a depression thing. And my response is incompatibilism says if your action has an effect, it's just determined. So like what you do matters. It's a trajectory based thing. It's not a fate based things, right? It's not that your actions don't matter. It's just predetermined. You can pursue goals, you can do whatever. Right? You're thinking of fatalism. You're thinking of fate. Fate and trajectory are different things. If you believe in a fate based things, your actions genuinely don't matter. But if you live in a trajectory based world, your actions do matter because it affects the outcome. So going to the doctor will prevent you from dying, for instance. If you live in a fate based world, going to the doctor will not prevent you from dying. Acceptance. Let's spread the message. Yeah, basically. If the, all I mean, I think spreading the message is a bad thing to do when if it's another political project, but this is basically um constructed by thoughts, right? Like we have to change our mindset about things in order to progress. So this is a social revolution. So the main thing you can do is to spread the message. You know, if all the if we thought the degree of control or freedom was zero, we would not blame each other. We would understand each other and treat each other better. So this is my basic message here. So spread it. Spread the message.